Henry McClure Live. Man, it is windy. I might as well not even try to wear the hat. City Council today started off really cool with a tribute to Jack Alexander. And I always liked Jack Alexander. And Jack Alexander said the reason he got involved with politics is because Dana K. Anderson suggested that he get involved with politics. Is that cool or what? Now, what I liked about Jack, he called me brother. And I think what Jack liked about me was my grandfather, who had a hand in integrating the schools. City Council went downhill from that. But that's, and that was all Spencer Duncan's idea, pandering for the black vote coming up. Next thing you know, I'll see him at an NAACP meeting, which is good. Anyway, Henry McClure Live down at the Capitol. I wanted to thank Rick Clues tonight for whipping the votes. Excuse me, for Christopher Kennedy. We got a new Department of Wildlife fella confirmed by the Senate, and look into the nuts and bolts and the meat of that deal. But thank you, Rick, for your efforts. You're a good, solid citizen, and I love you. You and your family. You do great things for this community, and I want to thank you. On a sad note, I think about all the money that got funneled to Bartlett and West over Neil Dobler's career. And that's all it's been for Neil, is to make sure Bartlett and West got the job. And he didn't tell the truth tonight about the city has the ability to foreclose on the specials not being paid out in Lawrence Bay for a decade. And hey, Spencer, if you want to be the mayor of this town, why don't you speak up? And there's no leadership down there. It's like Bulworth. You ever see that movie? Man, oh man. There's no education going on down there. Watch the movie Bulworth. But I'm serious. The voters are going to have to make this decision. You can go down there till you're blue in the face. They don't listen to you. You know, the whole thing about Lawrence Bay is it's a farce. Although, I'm just going to say this, I'll say it one more time. What Jim Klossman bought Ford today was a good deal. It was just late coming. But I don't think that the voters should just wait till the next deal comes around. It may never get done. But it's also better to come from a position of strength. But if you're not paying, get out of the way. File the lawsuit. That's what I hate about when I was over at the county commission. Well, they tried to say, well, it's not the treasurer's responsibility to collect the back taxes, specials. The city can do that. Rich Eckert and Kevin Cook brought that forward. And then I made an open records request at the city, and it came back, no, nobody at the city's ever made that request. And you know something, when it comes down to, this is really, really a waste of time. Because if I can't convince you guys to vote differently, although I did get 9,413 votes, I love you guys. And I'm not giving up. But we can do it better. But I'm not going to sit there and have a little bobblehead like Neil Dobler say, well, this is the only way we can do it. It's not true. It was a good way to do it, and he probably had the votes without lying. And then Spencer votes for the one thing that's most creative about it. By using the CID, he can refinance the rest of the specials and make it more cost effective for the new guys to get in and get going. Anyway. It's like, for me, it's like starting over at the first time. It's like, where do you start? Where does the story start? I'll tell you one thing where it starts with Neil Dobler. It goes clear back to him being the interim city manager, and his fingerprints are all over running Gene Yanni out of town. And that's a fact, Jack. Anyway, what a country we live in. People are burning the Tesla dealerships, cars, and we got a court system. How does a district court guy say, hey, turn that plane around? It's full of the worst criminals known to man. Hey, Judge, what's the upside to having those criminals in the country anyway? Trump derangement syndrome. It's big. It's real. I think. Oh man, and the police chief kind of snarled at me today because they got Henry derangement syndrome. Hey, I don't want to put myself in such a powerful derangement position. But Molly Howie, all my deals, oh, that doesn't create jobs, that doesn't create jobs. Hey, let me get back out here. Let me tell you something here. And I didn't get a chance to do this, but I'll go down and rub their nose in it next time. The AT&T building, number one, it didn't create jobs today. But number two, when the city signs the lease to go in that for Cody Foster, with the city's guarantee on the lease, I'd have to read the lease. But he could turn around and sell the building with the lease in place to some investor, and he could make a profit. He could make $4 or $5 million right off the get-go. It's funny. Henry McClure, hey, I don't care how old you are. Ground leases are still good.